Hi, and welcome to Barbara Wainwright, Wainwright Global Institute of Professional Coaching. I have something extremely exciting that I want to share with you, and I'm delighted that I have Carla Egan here so she can share about herself as well. But what I want to tell you is that Carla has created something that I feel is so important for us as coaches. She has created the coaching directory, and the coaching directory that she created is a place where people can go to find a coach in a genre that they're looking for. And also it's a place for coaches to get listed and promoted in their field and their genre. What's wonderful about this is that Carla is hands-on. She is going to talk to you. First of all, there's places where you can go and get registered as a coach, but they don't even talk to you. Okay. So that's not how this works at all. This is a very personable experience that you'll have with Carla, where she'll explain how the whole coaching directory works. She will get to know you, you will get to know her, you will understand each other, what you're looking for, and how you can be of service with each other. It's just super exciting for me because there's nothing like this out there, and it's so needed. So enough about that. I want to go ahead and introduce you to Carla Egan of the Coaching Directory and say, hi, Carla.
Hi, Barbara, and thank you for such a lovely introduction.
Oh,
and hello to everyone watching and listening from down under.
That's right. So Carla is in Australia, and of course I'm in the United States, and it's just amazing how we can connect with everybody in the world because of the internet and Zoom. Zoom has made such a big difference, fabulous. Okay, so Carla, I know that we both have a love of helping people, and that's what probably got us both into this coaching industry, was wanting to make a difference in the world, wanting to help people. And specifically for me, it's like I want everybody on the planet to be operating from their divine purpose, and maybe we'll get there one day through coaching. we don't know, right? We'll see. But thinking about that and how we love to help people, what was it inside of you that said, you know what, we need to create this thing called a coaching directory?
It's a good question. It's tough when you start out in coaching.
Yes.
And I remember I was blogging. I had a newsletter that was going out to everyone. I was on Twitter. I was on all the social media, Chamber of Commerce. I was networking BNI. I was doing lots of early morning breakfast, one to sort of introduce myself as a coach, to reinvent myself from my previous corporate life.
Yes.
And, I was pretty exhausted. And in my first year, I remember my husband saying to me, wouldn't it be great, Carla, if people could just find you?
Yeah, right.
And I'm a leadership coach. I'm a coach myself as well, and my niche is employee retention. So he said to me, wouldn't it be great if people had a problem with staff turnover and they go, oh, well, there's Carla Egan. Yeah. I'll engage with her. Yeah. And I remember saying to him, Barbara, that's a really great idea, but there's nothing out there. And, that's why I'm doing all of this activity to get my name out there.
Yeah.
And his reply to me was, well, why don't you build it? And this was about 6 years ago. It was about 2016.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, I don't have time, because I'm doing all of this other activity.
Trying to get clients by networking everywhere. Exactly. And yeah, what kind of time, how can I do that?
Got it. Yeah. Well, then you fast forward to, 2020, 2021, and, the global pandemic, and his conversation, the conversation we both had, popped back into my head.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh yeah, I need to probably be out there. I need to find an online centralized hub where I can register so people can find me online. And so I looked in the Australasian area, and there were directories. Some of them were in the States, some of them were in the UK, but there was nothing representing the Australasian market. Wow. There was nothing for the market if they were looking for a coach, and there was nothing for coaches to be part of a community.
Yeah.
And his words in the back of my head said, maybe you should build it. And I did. And the coaching directory really is that vision. And we built it last year in 2021. It was the creation of this centralized hub for qualified coaches that are looking to connect to clients.
And that's another thing that I think is so cool, is that Carla only accepts people that have certification. So, you know, if you're going to the coaching directory, first of all, if you're listed there, it means that you're certified and you know what you're doing, because you've already talked to Carla. Carla's vetting everyone that gets on that website. So you don't have to worry about getting somebody that's no good or hasn't been trained, doesn't know what they're doing. You're going to get quality coaching through the coaching directory because of Carla. So I'm just excited about that too. So at this time, what coaching niches do you have on your website right now?
So we've got a broad range. So from a corporate business perspective, we've got career coaches, leadership, executive, and business coaches. And then from personal development, we've got a personal development. We've got life coaches, really important. We have health and wellbeing coaches, and we have the last one escapes me. We've got life coaches, personal development, health and wellbeing, and that's it. Yeah, they're the coaching categories.
Yeah.
And we are looking at expanding a couple of extra categories this year in 2022.
Nice. So that's really good. Those are pretty popular niches right now. I'd say the ones that
yes.
listed. Yeah. Relationship coaching is big. Another one.
Relationship coach is the other one.
Okay, yes. There you go. And recovery coaching is huge here in the United States. Yeah. So recovery coaching is another one that's really brilliant, because it helps people that have been suffering maybe their whole life with addiction or some other thing that really doesn't serve them. That recovery coaching is transformational for them to live life instead of letting the drugs direct their life. It's terrible. Yeah. Okay, so my next question for you is, you want to tell us a little bit how the coaching directory works? Like, okay, I'm a brand new coach, I just got certified. How do I get in touch with you? How does all that work? How do I get signed up? How do I get listed on the directory?
So yeah, you sort of mentioned earlier that there's a vetting process, and there is a vetting process. So we ask everyone to, complete a form online for their expression of interest. And then what we do is I have a conversation. I personally have a conversation with that coach and get to understand who's your ideal client, what your niche is, where did you get your qualifications from? And that's an important one. And we also check that coaches are insured.
Nice.
To maintain a level of credibility and professionalism as well. And so that gets them onto the directory. And what we're doing is really giving them a platform to increase their visibility online. Right. That's an important part of being in this environment. We're an online environment, and also part of a community of other qualified coaches. I've got coaches on the directory that have been doing it for 28 years. And other ones that are, just in their first 2 years, and they're just coming into the industry. And then lots of people, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years in between, broad range of disciplines and specialties within that. But there is a vetting process that has to be done. And I guess that's part of, maintaining the integrity of the directory, and protecting the coaches that are in there. But it also gives credibility to our industry as well, because as we know, it's unregulated. So anyone that's looking for a coach that is properly qualified, that's got the training, that they're professional, they're insured, it gives them comfort knowing that they're already vetted. So anyone can come onto the directory and connect with a coach with that knowledge.
Yeah, it really does make a difference, because it's not just, you're not just getting a listing somewhere off the internet.
Yeah.
You're getting somebody that's actually, they've had a conversation, it's a real person, and they've got the qualifications, they've got insurance, they're a professional, and that's why they're here.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So it's just, it's the upper echelon of coaches that are going to be listed here, which is wonderful.
Yes.
So we talked a little bit about you being a coach. How is that for you, making the transition from Well, I guess you probably haven't transitioned fully, right? Are you
Yeah.
doing the coaching directly full time? Are you still coaching? How's that working out for you?
No, it's a juggling act. I do have private clients, and I try and fit them in through my schedule. So yes, I'm doing both at the moment. I think one will give way to the other. The good thing is that my private clients will always need coaching. So
Yeah.
it gives me a great platform to say, actually, this particular client of mine will be a good fit for this coach.
Yeah.
And so I think that will be a transition I'll make over the next year or so.
Right, right. And speaking of transition, I know that you're kind of getting ready to open up to the United States and
Yes.
go global, which is because you started out thinking, well, the Asian market. But what you didn't realize, I think, is that what you're doing is you've taken it to another level. And
Yes.
I don't think you really understood, okay, it's not just the Asian market or the Australia market that really needs this, it's global that needs this.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like when we first talked, I remember you saying, well, I'm going to expand. It's on my chart to expand. I'm like, perfect, because we need you here too.
Yeah, look, it's happened organically, Barbara. I started it, for the Australian market because that's
Yeah.
where I am and that's where the clients are.
Right.
And then I started getting interest from overseas, from Abu Dhabi and
Oh, wow.
Sweden, from the
Yeah.
States, New Zealand, from the Philippines. And, we are an online directory and we
Yeah.
operate online. We can work anywhere.
Yes,
So
right.
so that's kind of, that was a natural transition. And then the other transition that happens, which I didn't expect, was people coming to the directory, people coming to me saying, Carla, coaches, can you make a recommendation? And that's where our matching services come into play. And then we're developing a VIP service for lead generation, for actually getting ideal clients. What's your ideal client? We'll go out and find them. We'll vet them. They're warm leads. It's not a cold lead. And we'll introduce them to coaches. So I think, it's becoming a much more coach focused, end-to-end personalized service. And that's exciting. And there's no borders with that.
Yeah.
We can do that globally.
That's right.
And so I'm excited to be working with you because one of the things that surprised me in my journey is that there's a lot of coaches out there that don't have qualifications.
Yeah.
And I was pretty naive, actually, going into it. I just assumed everyone that called themselves a coach that had coaching in their title
Some kind of training.
And passed it. And so I've had to say, no, look, I can't register you. That's the integrity that I need to uphold.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the surprising things.
Yeah.
And so I'm delighted to be able to capture all the quality, the qualified, the certified coaches, and give them that platform, but not just for visibility. Actually, let's introduce you to your ideal clients. Let's get everyone experiencing coaching, as many as we can.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So the adding the people that we call the matching, that's new, right? Or fairly new? Yeah.
So it was organic. I had people coming to me.
Because this is so needed. That's what I'm saying. This is super needed, and you just found a niche that's just going to be. It's so needed, so powerful for the coaches and for the clients. So brilliant, really brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, because you're doing a huge service to everybody to bring us all together. So I'm really excited about that. And I think one more thing that I think about for your expansion, I think we should go over.
Yes.
The next thing is after you get global and you get a lot of coaches registered in English, foreign languages are next. So I'm just going to drop that little seed. Okay.
I'm taking a note.
Because I have a Spanish division. They speak, I think Spanish is one of the most popular languages on the planet as well. And I have Spanish coaches. So at some point you may want to have Spanish speaking people on your directory as well. I mean, yeah, why not, right?
Well, I do have a couple of French speakers, an Arabic speaker.
Nice.
Yeah, so they can list under what language they speak as well.
That's awesome, because I just was off
Mm,
on the phone with one of my coaches who's in Bahrain, and she happened to mention that she also speaks Arabic and Farsi in addition to English. So,
yeah.
and then I just trained, just quickly share, I just trained about 15 people out of Turkey. So they speak
Right.
as well. So, it's really, no, the world is getting smaller and smaller, and we need
Yeah.
to accommodate everyone at some point. So that's
Well,
really
I've made a note of your suggestion. Thank you.
oh, gosh, yeah. So I don't know. Let's see what else I was going to ask. Is there something that's happened since you started the directory that you'd like to share about? Maybe something that wasn't
Uh,
expected?
the number of people that don't have qualifications, definitely, that
Oh, for
surprised me.
shocker, yeah.
Which is a reason why I have an additional category, which is training providers. Which
Oh, yeah, right.
that's why I'm so delighted to be working with you, because I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
You have a unique training proposition for people wanting to make that transition to coaching, and I need referral partners. I need someone to go, actually, what do you need?
Yeah,
What type of time frame? You're the only training provider that I've come across, Barbara, that coaches or trains and qualifies coaches in small, intimate groups.
yeah,
And you do all of your training live,
yep.
no recordings. It's all live.
Totally
Such a unique
recording.
thing. And it's an important aspect, seriously, because coaching is very personable.
Yeah,
You're getting really personal with people. And
right, right.
the best way to do that is to experience it. And the training needs to be personal as well. So, I didn't expect that we would have I would need training providers,
Yeah,
because I just
right.
assumed everyone would be qualified.
Everyone's trained, right?
How naive. Yeah, yeah. And
Oh, God.
also what I'm surprised about is the acceptance, the growing acceptance in
Yes.
corporate.
Yeah. Yes.
Recently, the last, earlier this year, I've had a couple of government agencies reach out to me wanting coaches and interested in for their budgeting for next year or
Yeah.
next financial year. And so that was a little bit unexpected.
Yeah.
So they're now seeking me out. And that tells me that, one, there's a place for coaching in corporate.
Right.
And I think it's been driven by, the younger generation wanting personal development, professional development, mentoring, coaching. And it's, we all talk about this great resignation, right? I like to think of it as the great retention. And I think coaching is a really effective, affordable retention tool. So that surprised me as well. It's not just individuals, businesses are seeing the power of it as a retention tool, but also succession planning, handling mental health, remote workplaces, how do you engage people? So many factors that coaches can cover. And so that's been surprising.
Yeah, that is so true. So where do you see the coaching industry over, say, in the next 5 or 10 years? What are your thoughts about that? I've heard that the coaching industry is just exploding still. Like, sometimes people think, oh my God, the coaching industry is, it's overloaded with coaches. But truthfully, the coaches that are trained are not overloaded. I don't think that that's true. Maybe there's a plethora of coaches out there calling themselves coaches, but the trained coaches it's a whole nother story. How many there are out there.
Well, I think in the next 5 to 10 years, it will be part of, in the corporate world, it will be part of an employee's package.
There you
get. It's part of your personal development and professional development that you will have a coach for 3 months, or you have so many sessions in a year. I think we're moving towards that. I think that's a really big shift. I also think people are looking for something more, and they're more globally focused.
Yes, that's true.
And that tells me that people are thinking more about others than themselves. And I think that shift will start to drive this inner journey about finding my true purpose. What legacy do I want to leave behind? What do I want to be known for? What do I really want? And coaching is such an effective tool for developing that. And I think that is going to continue to, expand our market. And I think the role that we play, the coaching directory, and in fact all directories that support coaches, every business that supports coaches in some way has to adapt to those changes. And I think that's going to be done through some type of partnership. And I think that's where our industry is moving towards.
Yeah, that's outstanding. I know that you would like speaking to my heart. You're talking about people getting into their divine purpose, because that's what I'm all about. It's like when I first found coaching, from the very first time I understood what coaching was and went and got my training and everything, my whole intention was, man, if everybody on the planet was living from their divine purpose, we'd have peace on earth. It would be a totally different, the energy would be different everywhere if we were all on point with what we were meant to create and deliver to the world. We all have a divine purpose. Okay, people, I'm gonna get on my pedestal for a minute.
No, but it's so true. It's so true. I believe that too. And like, one of the special things that we did in our first year of the coaching directory, so in Australia we have Are You OK Day. So I don't know whether you have it there. So it's the letter R, you, okay. And so it's a day that's really supported by mental health. And there are, they encourage everyone to actually pause and stop and say, are you okay? Not just in a casual fashion, a polite way, but go, are you really okay? Do you need someone to talk to?
Yeah.
And so we took that initiative, and it's only one day a year. It's in October each year. We did something at the coaching directory, and we're going to do it every year. Is we did a whole week promotion leading up to that one day, and we offered free coaching to anyone that wanted support, that wanted to talk to somebody, that needed somebody. Our coaches volunteered an hour of their time to be part of our Are You OK initiative. Because like you, I really believe, just imagine if every person in the world had 1 hour with a coach, a qualified coach that knew what they were doing. How would that change the way we look at war and peace and conflict? And it would just be transformational. And I think you and I are really on similar paths of what legacy we want to leave behind. And I really believe in the power of coaching.
Yeah, me too, absolutely. I love this conversation because it's where my heart is. But before we wrap up, I just wanted to ask, is there anything else you'd like to share, number one? And number two, how do people get a hold of you so that they can become a member of the coaching directory?
Look, firstly, how you get a hold of me, the website, thecoachingdirectory.com.au. I'd love to connect with coaches. I'm always expanding my network. And so the website's the best way to connect with me. We've got an interest form, for people wanting to get listed. And then that moves into a conversation with me where we do the vetting process. Look, and for those that are listening, Barbara, I really want to support you. I think you're probably over this figure, but I think last count was 6,500 people that you've had the pleasure of coaching. You're probably over 7.5 now, I dare say.
It's exciting.
Yeah, and I think it's a wonderful purpose that you have in this world of helping others to achieve their purpose, who then it's a ripple effect, and then they help their clients to achieve their purpose. And it's such a powerful thing that you're doing. And so I know already your clients are well trained. Your coaches have got the skill set to develop and deliver that transformation in whatever that means for their clients. So I would love to connect with your coaches, with your students. And so and I would love to offer a free 1 month extra membership, because a membership, it's an annual membership, because I want to connect. I want to help them expand their online presence and connect them to clients that are looking for coaching. So
love that.
I'd love to offer that, because I think we have very, very similar values.
Yes. So this is super exciting. So I am going to create an email. You guys are going to probably be opening up your email, and you'll see this little icon that says there's a video for you to watch, and it'll be this one. And I hope you take advantage of that 1 free month of being listed on the directory, and that you get to have a conversation with Carla, because I think that's you'll love her as much as I do. She's really heart-centered, like all coaches are. So it's a wonderful thing. Anything else you'd like to share before we go?
No, I'm delighted that we've connected, that you're now represented on the directory.
Yeah.
I'm sending people your way, and it's really lovely to be in a community with like-minded people, because that's what life's all about.
Right.
So thank you for taking the time to connect with me. I really appreciate it.
Ditto. And I'm just, like I said, so pleased to have met you. I thank you to Job Neal, who actually introduced us, right?
Yes, thanks, Job.
All right. I appreciate your time, and I know you and we're going to talk soon.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.